Our fast-paced lives have been made possible by advanced technologies. On a broader scale, technology has changed major sectors over the past 20 years, including healthcare, telecommunication, energy, and so much more. And knowledge-based products in particular have increased safety, speed, and efficiency in manufacturing sectors. Productions in this field have brought numerous social and economic advantages while generating billions of dollars in revenue, making them indispensable for Iran's economic growth. Hello again and welcome to another edition of Bazar. I'm your host Ali Reza Ikhtiarzadeh, and this week we're going to look at the activities of Iranian knowledge-based companies. We wanted to see how they help advance various industries and explore why their dedicated efforts are so important to the country. Plus, we will check out some of their contributions to the national economy as a whole. So, let's get started. We hear the phrase knowledge-based enterprise thrown around a lot these days, but some might be wondering what we mean by a knowledge-based company. Interestingly, there is no agreed-on definition because of the broad range of their activities. However, they all have one thing in common. They use intangible assets such as intellectual property and depend heavily on innovation as a competitive source. To get a clearer idea of knowledge-based enterprises, we visited one in Semnan province to understand what they do. With decades of experience, this company specializes in making various types of gas turbines, blades, and parts.
شرکت ما در زمینه تولید و طراحی و ساخت قطعات وین و بلید قسمت داغ توربین‌های گازی مشغول به فعالیت است. سبد محصولات شرکتمون هم به این صورتش هستش که توربین آجیتی 25 که همون نمونه ایرانی شده توربین SCD 600 زیمنس آلمان هستش، توربین آجیتی 25 پلاس هستش که توربین ارتقا یافته آجیتی 25 یا همون SCD 600 آلمان زیمنس آلمان هستش که این توربین 2 مگاوات افزایش توان داشته که توی ایران برای اولین بار این اتفاق رخ داده و شرکت ما هم در زمینه تولید وین و بلیدهاش مشغول به فعالیت هستش که خدا رو شکر پیشرفت 90% در تولید این توربین داشتیم.
All production here begins in the design room. Based on requirements, parts are designed, then a prototype is created using wax. Later, the wax models are used to create precise molds, which are then cast with metal. It produces products along the lines of exports, meaning that all production stages strictly follow national and international standards for quality and safety, making them compatible with international regulations and ready for market destinations abroad.
در حال حاضر با توجه به نیازی که در داخل کشور وجود داره فعلا حجم بازار در داخل ایران رو پاسخگو هستیم و انشالله تو فازهای توسعه‌مون قابلیت افزایش ظرفیت برای صادرات هم برنامه‌ریزی شده.
Items manufactured here are used to make gas turbines. It supplies equipment to Iran's national gas distribution grids, which feed gas to cities, oil refineries, power plants, and other industries through pipes that stretch across the country. You might find it interesting that these advanced services and technologies were previously imported. This means there was a certain dependency on foreign companies to get such items, which created a lot of expensive complications. Knowledge-based companies such as the one we just mentioned are among the pioneers of indigenizing this technology, saving the country millions of dollars on imports.
بحث خیلی مهمی این هست که ما بتونیم این صنعت رو بومی سازیش بکنیم و رقابت رو با شرکت‌های معتبر که عموماً یکی دو تا شرکت معتبر اروپایی هستند که تولید کننده این قطعات هستند و قبل از این کار واردات به ایران رو انجام میدادن و الان منحصراً این قطعاتی که ما تولید میکنیم در داخل ایران توسط شرکت ریختگری دقیق پارس تولید میشه.
The beating heart of any knowledge-based company is its research and development department. Here, new products are created after vast amounts of studies. It is where science and knowledge meet method and production. It is also the place where the quality of products is put to the test. But it's not just a single room. This company has dedicated vast amounts of space to these activities, which also house advanced lab technology and testing equipment.
قطعاتی که ما تولید می‌کنیم مطابق معیارها و اسپک‌های شرکت زیمنس آلمان وقتی قطعاتمون رو مقایسه می‌کنیم مطابقت داره با این معیارها و اسپک‌های شرکت زیمنس. پس میتونم اینجوری ادعا بکنم که قطعاتمون مطابق معیارها و کیفیت قطعات جهانی همون زیمنس آلمان رو پاس می‌کنه.
Generally speaking, knowledge-based companies employ specialists and university graduates that handle important tasks. These individuals are the glue or the bridge between knowledge and production. Highly skilled and expert staff is one of the main advantages of this competitive market.
ما یک تیم تحقیق و توسعه متشکل از نخبگان و مشاورین داخلی هستند که در پارک علم و فناوری استان سمنان که مستقر در شهرستان شاهرود هست گرد هم اومدن که این تیم آخرین پتنت ها و مقالات مربوط به تولید وینوبلت های توربین های گازی رو بررسی میکنن، پایش میکنن و در اختیار تیم مهندسی محصول قرار میدن که ما این بررسی ها رو در قالب مدارک تولیدی و معیارهای تولیدی در اختیار تیم مهندسی تولید قرار میدیم که خطمون بتونه با توجه به آخرین آپدیت هایی که انجام شده تولید قطعات رو پیش ببره.
Like many businesses across the country, this firm has overcome many obstacles to enjoy its numerous achievements. One such challenge has been the US imposed sanctions. However, it has come up with its own unique approach, which has turned this obstacle into a massive opportunity. All things considered, there are numerous investment opportunities in this production field, particularly regarding research and development of products that do not currently exist in the market.
یکی از مهمترین ویژگی هایی که داره این هست که مجموعه این قطعاتی که داره تولید میشه و تنوع محصولات و قطعاتی که داره تولید میشه برای بازاری در حدود 500 میلیون یورو در داخل ایران و بیش از 100 میلیون یورو در دنیا این بازار داره و به هر حال ویژگی که این محصولات در بازار دارن ما رو به این سمت میبره که برای توسعه محصولاتمون اقدامات ویژه‌تری برای توسعه بازارمون داشته باشیم.
This knowledge-based company has never stopped eyeing the future. It plans to expand its product list and optimize its production while improving items it already manufactures.
برنامه توسعه شرکت سبد محصولاتمون هستش که در حال توسعه هست. غیر از اون بخش تیم آرندی و تحقیق توسعه هستش که ما در زمینه توسعه سبد محصول در جریان داریم. بحث تولید وینوبلت های همونطور که عرض کردم تولید وینوبلت های توربین آجی 25 پلاس هستش که توربین ارتقا یافته آجی 25 یا همون اسجی 600 هستش. این یکی از محصولات محصول بعدی که در حال تحقیق و در حال مدل سازی و تولید اون هستیم توربین فرنفار نازل ردیف دومش هستش که در سال 2012 توسط شرکت آمریکا یعنی جی این آپگرید انجام شد که ما برای اولین بار توی ایران اینو به صورت پتنت در آوردیم و اینو در حال مهندسی معکوسش هستیم که انشاءالله بتونیم اون رو تولید کنیم.
The company we just talked about is one part of the giant puzzle that makes up the knowledge-based industry. The government has supported the shift to a knowledge-based society for decades, yet this shift has been more apparent in recent years. Such support has paved the way for boosting innovation and scientific progress, leading to many economic advantages. In 2010, Iran passed several laws promoting and supporting these enterprises, strengthening a legal framework for the growth of the knowledge-based ecosystem. These efforts have paid off in many ways. Since 2013, knowledge-based companies and startups have grown over 140-fold to 7,000 active units today. These firms make thousands of specialized technologies that have massively reduced the country's dependency on foreign imports. Moreover, these businesses have increased developments in the production of medical devices, energy, agriculture, ICT, aircraft maintenance, mining, petrochemicals, biotechnology, and so much more. In fact, Iran also exports a lot of specialized products. According to figures from the National Innovation Fund, tech firms and knowledge-based companies raked in over $5 billion in revenues last year. In total, presently, Iran's knowledge-based ecosystem accounts for more than 3% of the country's gross domestic product. That's going off of statistics from the Vice Presidential Office for Science and Technology. So far, the government has implemented numerous policies and plans to help support knowledge-based companies over the years. These schemes include loans with low interest rates, tax exemptions, and easing commercial license issuances. The goal is to encourage the development of Iran's tech ecosystem and boost lucrative, high-tech productions for exports. All right, while I take a quick little break here, you go and watch this next segment. I'll be back shortly. Hey everyone, welcome to another special feature of Bazaar. I'm your host Ali Reza, and today we're checking out a knowledge-based company that is saving the country around $20 million worth of imports annually by managing to produce inhaler capsules that we use to import from foreign countries through in-house knowledge, research, and technology. Stay tuned to find out how they did it. Patients with asthma or dyspnea need to use inhalers to get the prescribed drug into their lungs. That requires not just the active substance of the drug, but also a sort of carrier to take the drug into your lungs before it is fully absorbed in your mouth, before it even gets down your trachea. You will find them mixed with the active substance in inhaler capsules that the inhaler punctures once you put the capsule in, which then you inhale. Our journey begins here in this storage room where they bring in the raw material, the active substance for these inhaler capsules in the form of tiotropium bromide. Now, this company produces 45 million of these inhaler capsules annually for the 150 to 200,000 patients in the country that are prescribed to use them. And they use not more than 1 kilogram of this active substance, this tiotropium bromide, to make all of these. Now let's check out the production line to see how it's actually made. The raw material in the form of a small amount of tiotropium bromide, as well as the excipients, which would be the aforementioned carriers that mix with the active substance, are then sent to the production line along with the gelatin capsules themselves, which would later be filled with our formulation substance, the mixture of our active substance and the excipients. So before we get into the actual production line, first they bring the raw material from the storage room here to allocate to determine what amount of each formulation material they need to bring into the production line. So that includes the active substance, the aforementioned tiotropium bromide, and the excipients, which is the additive substances. So once they've allocated the necessary amounts of those, they bring it to the production line, which we will check out now.
این کپسول ها بیش از 10 سال هست که در کشور مصرف میشن. کپسول های تنفسی فوق العاده اثر خوبی در بیماری های آسم و تنگی نفس دارن و واقعا دانش فنی بالایی برای تولید این کپسول ها لازم هست. ما خدا رو شکر دانش فنی رو تونستیم طی مدت 2 سال بهش دست پیدا بکنیم و خب شرکت از سال 98 که تأسیس شد ما سال 1400 تونستیم درخواست رسمیمون رو برای تولید این محصول به سازمان غذا و داروی ایران ارائه بدیم. از همون ابتدا بحث کیفیت یکی از بحث‌های مهم کار ما بود و سعی کردیم که استانداردهای روز دنیا رو برای تولید این محصول در نظر بگیریم. تمام محصول در ایران به صورت وارداتی تأمین می‌شد و تولید کننده داخلی نداشت. ما با ارزیابی این موضوع از انتهای 1400 که موفق شدیم تاییدیه‌های مربوط به استانداردهای لازم برای سایت تولیدمون رو از سازمان غذا و دارو بگیریم، بلافاصله تولید رو در مقیاس صنعتی شروع کردیم و تقریباً در اوایل خرداد سال 1401 موفق شدیم که این محصول رو به صورت کاملاً صنعتی وارد بازار ایران و داروخانه‌های سراسر کشور بکنیم.
Perhaps the biggest challenge in this production line is the mixing of an infinitely small amount of active substance with the excipients to get a completely uniform mixture of our formulation substance that you would find inside the capsules. The production line would have to be sensitive enough to mix 18 micrograms of tiotropium bromide with 10 milligrams of excipients in a completely uniform way. 1 microgram, by the way, is 1/1,000,000th of a gram. If you take a close look at this capsule, you'll see that there's actually very little substance in it. And that is because this capsule filling machine is capable of microdosing, which after we bring the formulated powder from the previous process that we showed you, this machine can fill this container, this little capsule, with just 10 milligrams worth of powder, formulated powder, which is not a capability that a lot of capsule filling machines are capable of. So once this capsule is filled with our 10 milligrams worth of formulated substance, we then go to the container filling room. You must excuse the noise here. This is an operating machine. They bring the containers here to be filled with our already filled capsules. But there's a specific number of capsules that need to be put in each container, and they do that through these 2 rows of capsules, and there's an optical sensor at the bottom of each row that counts whenever a capsule disrupts the flow of light. And they have a counter here. Once it hits the 30 mark, they seal the cap on the container, and of course the cap includes some silica gel to avoid humidity getting into the container. And now to the last, we're almost at the end of the production line. Over here, the containers that have been filled with exactly 30 capsules are brought to be labeled, then packaged, to be sent back into the warehouse to be sent to pharmacies and get in the hands of patients. But before that happens, they need to go through one final stage of quality assurance.
روند تولید رو من میخوام توضیح بدم. تو بحث فرمولاسیونش با توجه به اینکه این DPI ها از قسمت‌های مختلف مواد جانبی و API تشکیل شدن، ساخت این گونه محصولات بسیار خاص هستن، چون تقریبا میتونیم بگیم این ساختی که انجام میشه و میکسی که انجام میشه 1/500 هست که این با تجهیزات خاص و دانش فنی خاص باید صورت بگیره. توی بحث تجهیزات با توجه به تحریمایی که بود ما نتونستیم از تجهیزات خارجی استفاده کنیم. از طریق شرکت‌های ایرانی و دانش فنی تیم خودمون یه سری دستگاهات رو تونستیم کاستماایز کنیم که تا بتونیم به این محصولات با توجه به میکرودوزینگ بودن این گونه محصولات دست پیدا بکنیم. محصول ما در مقایسه با محصولات خارجی با توجه به تست‌های این ویترویی که در مرکز تحقیقات وزارت بهداشت برای محصولات استنشاقی انجام شد نتایج بسیار عالی داشت و میتونیم بگیم شاید کیفیت بهتری رو نسبت به محصول خارجی داشتش و با توجه به اینکه آزمون این گونه محصولات بسیار پیچیده هستن با توجه به دوز پایینی که دارن متد دیولپمنت و متد والیدیشن کردن این محصولات بسیار پروسه پیچیده‌ای بود که شاید بتونم بگم 2 سال زمان برد تا ما به این مهم دست پیدا کردیم.
Because this company has managed to fully domesticize the production technology of this particular product, they're able to save 90% of the currency that would otherwise be spent on procuring this very product for the patients in the country through imports. That is $9 million worth of savings, and they're fully capable of doing that because their production line allows for even leftover for exports. Because of the competitive pricing of the aforementioned tiotropium bromide capsules, the value of the potential exports of this product is estimated to be around $30 million. And now we're at the quality control lab, and one of the most important quality control procedures that they do here is to test the actual performance of the formula and the capsule. So what they do is they use a regular inhaler as a normal patient would. They would insert the capsule in it and use this lung simulator. So they would insert the inhaler, and with the help of a vacuum pump attached to this flow regulator attached to the simulator itself, they simulate the flow of a normal human inhale and see how much of the formula is administered to different stages of the lung. Each of these circles has these holes on them, which gets exponentially smaller the lower you go, to the point that at the bottom you don't really even see any of these holes. And the residue left by the formula through this inhale, we test out to see how much of the formula is left on each stage, and then we would see whether the residue left is to the it measures up to the amount that we wanted it to, and that pretty much concludes the test, the performance test for our formula, and that also pretty much concludes this episode of Bazar. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care and bye-bye. For our final portion of the program, let's check out some news and trends in the knowledge-based industries. The activities of knowledge-based companies are not just limited to Iran's borders. They have also headed to Venezuela to kick off a tech and science fair showcasing Iran's latest technological achievements. Nearly 80 Iranian firms participated alongside hundreds of Venezuelan companies in the fair. They offered products and services in numerous fields such as oil, gas, health, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and machinery. The goal is to exchange experiences, knowledge, and services and deepen Iran's trade ties with the Latin American country. The expo was launched by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. During the ceremony, Maduro announced that 4 fuel-efficient Iranian car models would be assembled in his country and released into the Venezuelan market. One trend we are seeing these days is the increased activity of biotech companies. In fact, right now, knowledge-based products from this sector hold 40% of the country's total pharmaceutical exports to show for it. That's based on the Association of Manufacturers and Exporters of Medical Biotechnology Products. Biotech refers to the use of living systems and organisms to develop products. According to the association, these products have saved the country millions in foreign exchange. Additionally, these knowledge-based companies have made Iran self-sufficient in biotech production. This sector exports its products to European, Asian, and Latin American countries while competing with other items in the international arena. That covers our program for today. Follow us on Instagram where you can watch parts of this show and previous ones. You can also send us topics you want us to cover and any other thoughts and comments through our email. On behalf of the entire Bazaar team, thank you for tuning in and see you next time. It's bye for now. Until then.